Hi everyone. Today we are going to talk about the film The Spy in Black, which is a film produced in Great Britain in 1939. And it's very important, the year of production, and you'll know why. The film is set in 1917 during World War I, and a German military man, he goes to England, he infiltrates there in order to know what are the plans of the British Navy, so he could position the German U-boats to attack the British ships. And he met a woman who was, at least that's what he thought, a German spy who would provide him some information. And this woman told him that she knew a British military man who was willing to collaborate with the Germans because he lost his command due to drunkenness. However, in the beginning of this film, we can see a school teacher who was traveling to another city, but this British teacher, she was intercepted in the middle of her trip, and she fainted, and she was taken somewhere else by two women. And one of those women, she took the identity of the British school teacher and posed as a German spy. It turned out that this woman, who had taken the identity of the British school teacher, she wasn't German, she was British, and she was trying to create a trap for this German military man. And the guy, who was supposedly a British military man, willing to collaborate with the Germans because he lost his command due to drunkenness, he was actually a real British military man. And he was pretending that he was willing to collaborate with the Germans, but he was also part of the plan to trap this German guy. And actually, both him and the woman who took the identity of the school teacher, they were husband and wife. Okay, this German military man, he got the information that he thought it was genuine, and at the same time he was very attracted by the woman who he thought was a German spy, but she wasn't. But she always refused his advances. She wasn't really interested in him. And he found out he was in a trap when the woman, late at night one day, she thought she had locked this German military man in the bedroom, but she went to the backyard outside to meet with her husband. And the German military man, he overheard the entire conversation. And he realized that he was being fooled. Okay. Then, when both husband and wife leave the house with the German military man who was supposed locked there, the German military man, he got to run away from the house. He disguised as a pastor, and he got to embark the ship where the British people were. His plan was to take the German prisoners of war who were in the ship to rebel against the British people and take the ship from them. And this is what he did. He was disguised as a pastor. No one recognized him. He got to approach the German prisoners of war. He released them, and then they took the ship. And inside the ship, it was that woman who he thought it was a German spy, but she wasn't. And then they start to argue, and it seemed that the German military man would be successful to take the ship. However, the German ships, they were approaching. And we need to keep in mind that the German military man, he wasn't a British ship. So he wasn't an enemy ship. With the German ships approaching, of course that they would attack. He asked everyone to remove the British flag from the ship. He started to signal the other Germans who he was. He started to signal frantically, but the other Germans who were in the German ships, they didn't realize that the ship was actually led by a fellow German person. And they didn't realize that, and they attacked the ship. And when they attacked the ship, it was lucky that the British Navy got to send some rescue boats. So the British passengers, they got to escape the ship in the rescue boats, including the wife of the British military man who was posing as German spy in the beginning of the film. They got to leave the British ship alive. However, the ship was attacked by German ships. And then the German military man who was in the ship, realizing that everything was lost, he decided to sink together with the ship. We need to keep in mind the historical context when this film was produced. This film was finished just some weeks before the beginning of World War II, which started in September 1939. This film was finished just less than 1 month before the beginning of World War II. And the star of the film, the actor who played the German military man who infiltrated the British islands, it was Konrad Veidt. Konrad Veidt, in real life, he was extremely against the Nazi regime. He left Germany. He always denounced the dangers of the Nazis. And we can see the vibe of World War II in this film, even though it was talking about World War I. But of course, before the beginning of World War II, there were rumors that something was about to happen and so on and so forth. There was apprehension in Europe. So the film, it has a regular plot. It's not bad, but it's not wonderful either. However, it becomes precious due to the historical context of its production. Not only because of World War I, but also because World War II. World War II was about to start. No one had any idea of what was going to happen. And it's very interesting as historical witness of an era. And therefore, I recommend this film. It's very interesting. It's a British film, a classic British film. We don't always have a chance to watch classic British films. And it's really worth it. And I think you're all going to like it. That's all for now, folks. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you.